Hi and welcome back. Today I'd like to talk to you about two books and a movie that I especially enjoyed in the month of July. I feel super grateful to have come across such beautiful works of art recently. And what struck me the most is the common thread they all seem to share, which is a beautiful depiction of love in all its forms. Without further ado, let's talk about Mongrel by Hanako Footman, My Friends by Fredrik Backman and translated by Neil Smith. And last but not least, the film The Salt Path, directed by Marianne Elliott, written by Rebecca Lenkiewicz, and based on 2018 memoir written by Raynor Winn and starring Gillian Anderson and Jason Isaacs. Let's start with Mongrel. Right on the first page of this book, we are introduced to Mongrel as a dog that doesn't have any breed, an animal that doesn't really fit any particular category, and that really sets the tone for the rest of the book. It reads like a mosaic, weaving three different narratives from three different women, one that was born abroad, one that moved abroad, and one that stayed. This book is so beautifully written. There are passages in it that I just found so moving I had to read them twice or three times. Let me read some of them to you. The day they said their goodbyes, the sky is the color of forget-me-nots. Or, love is not something to be won. It cannot be begged or bargained of others. It cannot be found on your knees. Love is found in the looking, in the still waters that reflect your very being, held among the stars above, bright and wise and wild. What's fascinating is the way that men are portrayed in this story. They have a huge impact on the women's lives, but they are not described in much detail. And that creates a striking balance, because the men are barely present on the page, but they are taking a huge emotional space. What I truly loved about Mongrel is how it explores love in all its forms. Love between women, love between mothers and daughters, love between sisters and friends. And then there's longing, so vividly expressed. Longing for what we had but we lost, and for the things that we never really had in the first place. Next up is My Friends by Fredrik Backman. This is the first book I've read by Fredrik Backman, and from the very, very first pages, I was absolutely hooked. It's funny, it's moving, it's full of heart, and it immediately made me want to read everything else that he has ever written. The story is packed with difficult moments and heartbreaking losses. Every single character has been through something, and none of them had it easy. And yet, somehow, Backman tells it in a way that will leave you smiling, if not just laughing out loud. And that's his magic. At the heart of the book is Louisa, a girl about to turn 18 who breaks into an auction for one of the most famous paintings in the world. With nothing but her backpack, she just needs to see the painting with her own eyes. What she doesn't expect is to discover so much more, not only about the artwork itself, but also about the story behind it. At its core, this book is about love. Love for friends and love for art. There is a quote that really stayed with me after reading this book. It's so easy to be a critic. Any coward can do that. But art doesn't need critics. Art has enough enemies already. Art needs friends. And finally, let's talk about Salt Path. This film is definitely not for everybody. It's very slow-paced and quiet. And I'm very glad that I could watch it in the cinema, where I could fully focus on it without any distractions. Actually, I watched it with my husband in this very cool outdoor cinema by the lake. And it was raining the whole night, but honestly we just enjoyed every moment of it. The movie is based on a memoir by Raynor Winn, and it's a true story. It follows Raynor and her husband Moth when they are losing their home and everything they own. And around the same time, Moth is actually diagnosed with a terminal disease, CBD. So with those two life-shattering events, life as they knew it just falls apart. In response to that, they are making this bold decision to walk the entire southwest coast path, starting in Minehead. It is detailed in this guidebook that they have with them, written by Paddy Dillions, and they are living off just £40 a week from the working tax credit. There is some controversy surrounding particular parts of their story and how some of the events unfolded, but I'm not gonna focus on that here. What stood out to me the most were the performances. Gillian Anderson and Jason Isaacs are simply incredible. Their acting felt both subtle and powerful. And it was deeply moving to watch the love between the couple and how much their relationship continued to grow even after many years of marriage. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon.